In this video, we're going to talk about laziness. So, mind versus biology. We were talking about this in prior videos. If you want, go to the playlist and you can keep learning. So, the brain or the biology needs stimulus, energy, food, reproduction, protection, acceptance, and pain avoidance. So, if you are feeling lazy, or you have laziness, or maybe you have periods of being lazy, all of us, I am included on that as well. I have this type of moment, and in order to avoid this, you have to think, why is this happening to us? So basically, the body or the biology that we have wants to try to save energy, also wants a stimulus, and also wants to avoid pain. So let's say if you have to work, and maybe you don't want to go to work, maybe the job that you're doing, you don't like it, or maybe it's no, you don't have enough stimulus in your brain, for this job. Maybe it's like something monotonous. Maybe you're cutting wood or lumber all day long, maybe 10 or 7 hours a day. Maybe you have another type of job, that is not very refreshing or anything like that. You're doing always the same. You want to get out of that job. So our biology is going to try to avoid these type of things. So, like I said, the body or the mind, in this case, wants to avoid pain. So if you're doing something that you don't like, you're going to try to avoid it, and then you're going to start creating excuses, to avoid doing that. Also, another thing is the mind wants to save energy. It's like the computer. You don't use the computer for a few minutes, and then it will turn off the screen, or it will dim the screen, or it will turn off by itself, or something like that. So there is a book that is very good, that I've been listening a few years ago, that is called the 5-second rule. So when something like that happens, let's say that you have to, you have to go to the gym, but you don't feel like it, or maybe that you have to call the customer, but you're delaying the call or the text message, or delaying, delaying going to the gym or something like that. So basically, this book, what it says is, okay, instead of overthinking things, just react and go. So if you know that you have to go to the gym, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go before 5. Otherwise, the mind will start, creating all type of situation or thoughts or something like that to avoid doing the thing that you have to do. So that is one of the tricks. Other thing that you can do is try to write down your goals. So let's say if you wake up in the morning, and you can write, for instance, in your planner, okay, today I have to do from 9 to 10, I have to call 20 customers. From 12 to 3, I have to go and do the job that I had scheduled in my calendar. And then the rest of the day, you have maybe going to the gym, or maybe taking the car to the mechanic, or whatever. Make sure that you have everything in writing, so that way, as soon as you see the hours are being consumed for all your activities, you know that you're going to be progressing every day, and by the end of the week, you're going to be able to accomplish all the tasks that you had. Also, maybe at the end of the month, you're going to be accomplishing more goals, more goals, and more goals, and that will help you, to keep you motivated and doing that every day. Also, there are a few other books. One is called, also there is a book that is called Organize Tomorrow Today, that is very good. So if you want to buy that book or listen that book, that will help you, to be more successful in everything that you do. So that way you avoid wasting time, and try to avoid, having empty spaces on your calendar, because otherwise you're going to get distracted with anything else. And when you want to realize, all the time is gone, and you have done like very little in that day. Avoiding distraction, that is very essential as well. So for instance, in my phone, I have disabled all the apps except the phone call. So if someone is calling me, okay, my phone will ring. But if someone is trying to send me a text message via WhatsApp, Telegram, or Facebook or anything like that, I will not even see the notification. If I want to check, if I have a message or something like that, okay, I'll do it when I want and when I can, and that's it. So that way, I'm not a slave of the device, and I have more free, to do anything that I have. When I am in the customer, I'm working, I'm focusing on that. I'm not listening to music or anything like that. And another thing that you can do, I mean, if you want to have more energy during the day, what I do is I do intermittent fasting. So maybe when I wake up, I drink maybe a quarter of a gallon, or maybe, or is about a liter of water. So that way, I'm fresh. I don't have a lot of food in my stomach, because the only defense that the stomach has when you put food in the stomach is try to digest the food, and that will consume energy that you have in your body. So if you eat, let's say, once a day or twice a day, it will be more than enough. So let's say if you are very hungry in the morning, the thing is, because we have a custom from our parents that we have to eat breakfast, maybe lunch, maybe a tea time, and then maybe a dinner. So we are like overeating. So if we eat once or twice a day, is more than enough, like I said before. And if you want to eat when you finish the whole day, your journey, let's say sometimes I eat at 8, and then I eat a little bit more maybe at 9, and maybe a little bit more at 11 or something like that. I have enough calories, and it doesn't matter. If I feel sleepy, after eating or something like that, I can go to bed. I can wake up in the next day, and I'll feel great again. Also, like I mentioned before, when you have the planner and you are, checking, like I'm doing right now, saying, okay, I did this, I did that, I did that, you're going to feel more fulfilled, and then it's going to continue, your behavior of saying, okay, I want to keep achieving more and doing more. Sometimes you're going to even be working, or you want to be working, as much as possible, so that way you can accomplish all your goals and everything that you have in your life. And like I said before, with regarding to the food, I mean, if you want to try for a week or 2 weeks, or see how long you can do it, if you eat, let's say, at night, you're going to appreciate more the food. You're going to see that all the food that you eat at night before you go to bed, everything tastes much better. And you're going to be more alert during the day, because you have enough food. You're going to feel more energetic, and maybe in the beginning it's like everything else. If you have been overeating for the last 20 years, don't expect that if you do this next day, you're not going to feel hungry. But if you keep doing, like intermittent fasting, you eat when you want, maybe, like I said, no all the time, you don't have to worry a bit about feeling tired, or having the need of taking a nap or anything like that. And even more when you are doing like a work office, you work at the office, you're in front of the computer, I don't know, replaying emails or talking with customers. You don't have like a physical activity that that is going to demand you to be awake. You can be there, and sometimes you're going to feel like sleepy. It happened to me. So the only exception to the rule, if you want to, let's say, if you want to eat lunch or something like that because you didn't eat anything in breakfast, I mean, you can eat, but let's say if you're doing something, you're building a deck, or maybe you're building a shed or something, outside, that it will keep you moving. And if you don't move, yeah, the job is not going to get done. Okay, that is maybe a little bit different. Maybe you're a roofer or something like that, that you have to keep working outside. You're not sitting, in the chair. If you're sitting on the chair, you may feel sleepy. So this is one of the tricks. And if you can keep eating, like I said, once a day, or maybe at night, like 1 or 2 times, maybe, like I say, maybe 8, and then 10, and maybe 11 later, or something like that, you will be okay. Always when I eat, I prefer to eat, like a feast, so that way you don't overeat, you don't have, like a big stomach or anything like that. So that is what I would recommend. And if you can use like a small bowl, if you have to make, I don't know, rice, noodles, or whatever, you put everything in the bowl, and whatever you put in the bowl, once you finish eating, that's it. And if you want to eat it again, wait 1 or 2 hours, and then you can eat it again. But like I said before, my recommendation will be, if you want, you can grab maybe a feast of peanuts or maybe cashews or something like that. You can eat it maybe a little bit in the lunchtime. So if you're not used to it, to intermittent fasting, and then at night you eat as normal, so that way you don't have any problem, and you're going to have all these benefits that I'm telling you. More energy. You're going to appreciate more the food that you have at night if you're eating only once a day, and you're going to enjoy everything much more. So hopefully this video was useful. If you want me to talk about any other topic, please let me know in the section below, and see you in the next class that I'm going to do there.